It's not fucking theft,
Oh, yeah.
guys. Grow a pair. Holy shit. All right. I don't know how the mega corporations will use Stable Diffusion to fuck us, but they will. So you might as well get on board before they adopt it, right? That's all I'm saying.
I, for one, welcome our AI overlords.
Why artists
That's a regular
are angry at AI art? Since you're an artist, go.
Yeah. I have a lot to say. I'm getting cancelled after this. So,
Yep.
so if you
Let it
you
flow
guys have
through.
probably heard of the website called ArtStation, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
This is a website where professional artists upload their portfolio. So kind of like throughout the
Okay.
weekend, I woke up one day and I just opened ArtStation. I see all the thumbnails, all the posts are like no AI. That's like the thumbnail of every single post. So like everybody's posting no AI. It's kind of ridiculous because I don't think artists understand how huge this is. We're not talking about a software that could generate images. No, we're talking about the future of like how we function, right? I mean, AI generated art is such a tiny aspect of this giant industry. If you think you're going to stop it, it's impossible. Like, why even bother? I think you should embrace it, use it as a tool to make your art better. It just seems, I mean, this is as big as like photography, right? When it was first invented, or like the printing press, or like electricity. It's a huge change in the market, the way things work. So there's a lot of pushback from artists, like they don't want it to go this way, but I don't know if they could do much to stop it, to be honest.
Well, okay, they probably won't like stop it because like there's so much money in it, and the code is already out. The people will just constantly like update it, and new and better versions will come out. But I guess the argument here is from artists is they're against AI art because it's using quote stolen art. And what's your thoughts on it? Like, is it stealing? Is it not? Is it rather learning, or is it stealing?
I mean, legally, that's such a huge like gray area, right? I mean, what does it mean to learn from other images? We humans do it all the time. Every time I go into ArtStation, I look at 10 different posts by other artists. I absorb that information, and one day I'll use it in my own work, right? Am I stealing from them? I don't know. Like, maybe, but that's like how our brains work in general, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a very muddy ground legally. Ethically speaking, yeah, you should probably be able to opt out from your like AI software using your artwork as a learning tool, right? Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think it should. Okay, here's the thing. I think it should have been opt-in to start with. Like, the default should be
Of course.
opted out. Yeah, but I think it's Pandora's box, right? You've opened it. It can't be shut. Like, you can't kill this thing. It's not gonna happen, right? Autistic dead ends like me, we're going to use AI art to generate anime titties, right? Sweaty anime titties with amazing rim lighting and environmental refractions, right? And you can't stop us. That's all I'm saying.
You're speaking my language right there. Let's go.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize I swapped to Klingon. Let me swap back to English.
Klingon.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
Saying
the
a
other day
language.
there was this expert who kind of like described this whole situation kind of like making the Frankenstein monster. Like you made something that's impressive, but you can't control what you made. It's gonna pop off from here. Really, you lose all control of it. Like Chat GPT, like people are using it in ways the developers never expected it.
Dude, no, I told the story last week as well, but sort of over the course of the past week, me and a couple of friends in another Discord and I have been using ChatGPT to generate stable diffusion prompts to generate AI images.
I did
so
the same.
dumb.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I mean,
I used it to go ahead.
no, you go.
I just used it to make a bunch of websites, and it's crazy. Like HTML is not complex at all, but just having that on your site just speeds up the whole process. I mean, I'm even able to write scripts like help me better model in 3D, for example, right? Like you guys might not know this, but like game developers and artists spend maybe 70% of their time just exporting and importing. Like I just made scripts that do all of that for me, which is ridiculous. That's just gonna speed up my process by a huge percentage, you know?
Okay, just to clarify, like coding scripts, right? You had ChatGPT write, you had a machine write machine code for another machine. Oh god.
Yes. Oh,
The future is here, guys.
To make my life easier.
Programmers, we're coming for you
That's
next.
really
Anyway, sorry.
I started talking to like ChatGPT. I was like, do you know what Unreal Engine is? Just to make sure. It's like, yeah, of course I know. I'm like, okay, code me this in Unreal Engine's visual scripting tool called Blueprint. And it coded me an entire thing I needed. I sent that image to a programmer friend of mine. I just told him you're fired. And
I mean, yeah,
like, how is
look,
that possible?
dude, ChatGPT is going to replace programmers. It's going to replace like
Writers.
a lot of writers that don't, well, copywriters, right? Realistically, or even news sites, right? You just key in the information, and then you can just, and then AI Stable Diffusion's going to replace all artists, right? Universal basic income. When the fuck we getting that? Jesus Christ, we need it now more than ever, right? These are high-paying jobs. Sorry.
High-paying jobs. Look, in my case,
You might be surprised.
I literally just today. It's like, oh, let me. Like my channel's description and like podcast description is pretty lazy, so like, I just copy pasted and I told it, hey, make a better version of this, and it just did. Like, okay, copy paste new version up.
I mean, another unexpected use for like
Easy
ChatGPT and AI is lawyers. Like, there's an app coming out right now that's gonna like give you legal advice, and you might think that's ridiculous, but just think about it. If you go to real life lawyers, they'll try to always like drain out the process, make it take longer than it should, so they can get more money. The AI is gonna give you an objective solution to your legal problems. Let's be realistic here. Like, that's another thing. You could kind of replace like consultancy, like legal consultancy, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, and for legal reasons, right? Nothing we say on this podcast is or constitutes legal advice. It's very important,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
We are not lawyers. We are not professionals. But yeah. Replace your lawyers with a robot. I believe that's a good idea.
That's a good
actually-
idea.
Calculating it on feeling anyway, so it shan't matter.
It does actually. I agree with this, and because on another side, aside from like lawyers fleecing you, there's potentially almost no legal error, I'd assume, because it has all of the like legal laws and all of that stuff. It can't sift through all of it and make sure nothing's wrong, basically, compared to a human where there's going to be probably a lot of errors. So, yeah.
I think that as long as you key in your jurisdiction and the country you're in, I think it's probably pretty easy for an AI to scrape just all the all the past law judgments, right?
Yeah.
And because we function in case law, it might be pretty accurate. Whether or not oh god. Okay. Whether or not we'll eventually see AI-based barristers that like you just see two chatbots defending or like prosecuting someone in a courtroom. That'll be hilarious. It'll be amazing.
It reminds me of a movie.
Hell yeah.
What
That's
movie?
a Netflix show on its own. Then.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that.
Hey, Netflix, right? My
I
idea,
forgot
right?
the
Send the check in the mail. That's all I'm saying.
Actor.
It's fine. Hopefully someone will recall it and post it. I guess. Okay, so Gar, what do you think about? So like I told you this previously, but I have a card game, and like a week ago I realized, like I needed artists, and like I wanted to write a story, and that's the story part I could have kind of done, but the artists I was like looking for artists to hire and whatever. But then I realized, wait, I have the software to make art. It'll look shitty, but hey, I mean, it's gonna progress the game's development like a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, let me do that. I'm saving money, I'm saving time, and I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to write up the lore for me, and then we're gonna playtest and finish everything up pretty quick. I mean, at the end of it, I'm done, and I will hire like an artist to like clean up the art or like like AI clean up all the
Yeah.
like faulties about it. But yeah, like, so what do you think about what I'm doing?
So there are a couple of jobs that are going to disappear from the art industry. Let's be honest about that. Like junior art positions are going to completely go away. Another position is called the colorist. This is somebody who basically, after the inking is done, they color every frame. We already have AI like 5 years ago taking that job away already. There's another job called in-betweeners. When there's 2D animation, there's people who draw the in-between frames. That's going to go away. But honestly, all for the better. All of these were jobs that were like tedious and extremely. I mean, it's kind of funny because there's a famous artist who said like everybody's going to become an art director almost. Like you now have the capability to genuinely visualize and make a huge content, a huge number of like content, and become an actual entrepreneur using your skill sets. I mean, I see it for the
You're
better.
like your own company, yeah.
Yeah, you are your own company, and maybe if you're an artist who has like hundreds of drawings, you could just make a library out of that and feed it into Stable Diffusion and train the AI to generate more of your own style and sell that library to bigger companies. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. The problem is people cannot think very far ahead in the future. They're very stuck in the now. So they're always freaking out about these things. But if you think about it, all the boring jobs are going away and all the cool jobs are gonna come soon,
Yeah, I don't know who said this, but it's pretty much as you said. Like whenever like a new technology comes in that'll destroy X number of current jobs, people don't realize that after X amount of time, Y amount of time, a Z amount of nobody knew about these jobs were created. So like it's always balancing out. Yeah.
I mean, during the medieval times, drawing, painting was considered a way to just like record famous royal families, like images, right? When photography was invented, there was no need for that. So what happened is artists went out in nature and they started painting nature. And there's a new school that was created called Impressionism. Like, you know how important that is? Impressionism is like the basis of majority of the art we do these days. Like, it just changed everything. And people are failing to see how this could change everything. I mean, I get it, it's scary because it's much faster than any other movement in history, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to help us more than hurt us. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I believe so too. Okay, so I guess closing this off is the future. I guess the thoughts here, the future is kind of bright, even though on the immediate it looks bleak. However, and in regards to if is art theft or not, well, considering the tech, it's as vague as a human. So I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
The other
What all
topic.
these pussy takes? All right, no, I'm gonna cancel on Twitter, right? It's not fucking theft, guys. Grow a pair. Holy shit. All right. I don't know how the mega corporations will use Stable Diffusion to fuck us, but they will. So you might as well get on board before they adopt it, right? That's all I'm saying.
I, for one, welcome our AI overlords.
Me too.
I can see Frosty opinion on that.
I mean, hey, I'm already living under an overlord. Sorry. China's fine. China's fine. China's okay.
China's the best. China's great.
China's amazing.
China's
fine.
China's number one.
China's okay. Being seated.
Actually, I agree with you. Yes, and like my stance on this is yes. It's not considering the tech and what it's doing. It's not theft. If that's theft, then human getting inspired by other art is also theft. What do you think about it, Snow? Is it theft?
Like,
It's scummy.
a few episodes ago about Frosty saying about kids being raised up, like being exposed to technology a lot. I can see like new generation who like gonna grow up with like their own company in early age, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know what to say more than I can just imagine Frosty saying that, and I was like, okay. It's just new generation grow up with like everything is there.
So fucking liquid, dude. What the hell? Sorry, I'm just staring at your tits.
Is that what you're looking at me at this time? You're not looking at my
loose. Oh, you gotta do
Look,
the
look.
gravity pass there. I'm just saying.
talking here.
Look, it
Thank
has.
you, local game developer, for that.
It's your stable. He has a pair of stable diffusions, you know.